So let's be real for a second. Are you tired of being sold to? I mean, really tired of those loud, in your face ads that just scream for your attention? Yeah, me too. We all skip them, we block them, we do our best to just ignore them. But what if there was a totally different way for brands to, actually connect with us? Well, that better way, it actually has a name. It's called content marketing. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to break down what it is, how it really works, and why it's become like the absolute cornerstone of pretty much any modern digital strategy out there. All right, so first things first, what is content marketing? We're going to look at how we got here, moving from just shouting at people to actually connecting with them. So here's the official definition, but I want you to really focus on three words here: valuable, relevant, and consistent. See, anyone can just make stuff. But content marketing, that's about creating something people actually want or need, something that helps them, entertains them, or solves a problem. And then you have to show up consistently. That right there, that's the secret sauce. And believe it or not, this whole idea isn't some brand new thing. I mean, we're talking way back in the early 1900s. You had companies like John Deere creating magazines for farmers. But oh man, did things change in the 2000s. The internet just exploded, right? Suddenly we were all in control, searching for answers ourselves. And now, with AI and hyper-personalization, the game is changing faster than ever. So why should you even care about all this? What's the big deal? Well, because when you do it right, content marketing is so much more than just getting clicks. You're building real trust, you're climbing up those Google search results, you've got amazing stuff to share on social media, and maybe most importantly, you're helping people make decisions they actually feel great about. Okay, theory is great, but let's get our hands dirty. How do you actually do this stuff? Let's get into the playbook. We're going to talk about your tools, and we're going to talk about your map. First up, let's peek inside the content toolbox. Okay, you've got your blogs and articles. These are the absolute workhorses of content marketing, right? They're your foundation. This is how you educate, inform, and answer the exact questions people are typing into search engines. And then there's video. Let's face it, in today's world, video is pretty much king. It's just so engaging, perfect for showing people how to do things, telling powerful stories, and grabbing attention on social media. And you can't sleep on podcasts. Think about it. Audio gets to your audience when nothing else can. When they're driving, working out, walking the dog, you're right there in their ear. It's such an intimate and powerful way to share stories and ideas. All right, so you've got all these awesome tools, blogs, videos, podcasts, but just having the tools isn't enough, right? You need a map. You need a plan to guide your audience on a journey. And this is that map, the content marketing funnel. It's genius, really. It shows you how to take someone from "who are you" to "I'm your biggest fan." It all starts at the top with awareness. This is where your blogs and social posts come in, grabbing the attention of people who have a problem but might not know about you yet. Then, as they get curious, you guide them into the consideration phase. Here, you're building trust with deeper stuff like webinars or really helpful guides. You're proving you know your stuff. Once that trust is built, it's time for the conversion. This is where case studies or demos seal the deal. But look, it doesn't end there. The best marketing moves into loyalty, where you keep providing value and make your customers feel like part of a community. So we've got our tools, we've got our map, but we're missing the most important piece of the puzzle. Who are you really talking to? The secret? It's something called a buyer persona. And no, this is not just some boring demographic like females 25-35. A persona is a deep dive. It's a semi-fictional character representing your ideal customer. What are their goals? What keeps them up at night? What are their biggest pain points? So, for example, let's meet Ria. She's 28, she's a digital marketing exec, and she's desperately looking for tools to make her more productive. We even know she loves short videos and infographics. Now imagine you're creating content. Are you just shouting into the void? Or are you making a short, helpful video specifically for Ria? See the difference? It's huge. That's the real magic of a persona. You stop yelling at a giant, faceless crowd, and you start having a one-on-one conversation with a real person. And that is how you build a genuine connection. Okay, tools? Check. Map? Check. Audience? Check. Now for the big one. How do we pull this all together into a system that actually works instead of just, chaos? Let's talk about building a sustainable system. It all starts with a content strategy framework. Seriously, think of this as the architectural blueprint for everything you do. It answers the big questions: the why, the who, the what, and the how, before you create a single thing. This way, every piece of content has a job to do. And here's something important to remember. When you hit publish, that's not the end. It's just the beginning. Every piece of content has a life of its own. And that's where the content lifecycle comes in. It's a 5-stage loop that makes your content work harder for you. First, you plan it with a goal. Then you create it. Then you distribute it to get it in front of the right people. But you don't stop there. You analyze its performance. What worked? What didn't? And finally, you preserve it. That means you update your greatest hits to keep them fresh, or you let go of what isn't working. It's a smart, sustainable cycle. Okay, let's have a little real talk for a second. Is content marketing a magic wand? No. The upside is huge, for sure. You build incredible authority, you get organic traffic, you build real relationships. But there's a flip side. This stuff takes serious, consistent work. You won't see results overnight. And the competition for people's attention, it's fierce. You're not just up against other brands. You're up against Netflix, TikTok, you name it. So if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. The goal isn't just to make more noise. It's not about creating more content. It's about creating more value. And that brings us to the final, most important question. The question for you to think about. For just a minute, forget about what you're trying to sell and ask yourself this. What value can I give my audience? Real, genuine value that they can't get anywhere else. If you can answer that, you're already on the right track.